Really looking forward to this game. I think there's been a lot of build-up, and rightfully so. Talking about one of the greatest rivalries in the history of this game, one of the most influential rivalries, and to get a chance to bring that game kind of back to life here this year is a great opportunity. We have talked with our team a little bit about the significance of this rivalry, what it means, the history behind it, because we do take a lot of pride in our program and all the players, coaches, everybody that came before us and what they did to build this, and we know how significant it is to those people, was to those people throughout those years. And so we want to, do a great job of honoring that by putting our best foot forward, having a great week and being ready to play a good Nebraska team. So we're excited for the challenge, looking forward to another home game. I really want to give a shout out to our fan base. Appreciate their response last week. It was a blast to be in there. I think every person in that stadium enjoyed it and appreciated it maybe a little differently than they had before. I know I certainly did, and I think our players did as well. So it was a great, a great home atmosphere, and I know this one will certainly be the same. So we'll be looking forward to Saturday. On the announcement front, guys that will miss this game, Brian Darby will miss this game. Woody Washington's doubtful, but we'll see how the week progresses. Then we got a handful of other guys that are questionable. We'll see how they do throughout the week and make those decisions a little bit later on. He's a good player. We recruited him a little bit. Very, very athletic. Knew that coming out of high school, and that's, he's, if anything, he's improved there. He's one of those guys you can have somebody account for him, but at the same time, sometimes he can just beat that guy too. I mean, his athleticism it jumps off the screen. So I think he's really improved as a passer. You can tell they're, I think, settling in with what they want to do with him, and he does it well. So I think he's been looks it to me improved on the on-script stuff, and then the things that get off-script is when he gets really, really good. So good player, he'll be a big challenge, and he'll be as athletic a guy as we play all year. Yeah, I mean, I think the interior pass rush, anytime you play a really athletic quarterback is important. I mean, obviously you'd love to get rush on the edges and all that, but if you're really wide up the edges, you can open up big holes, whereas that interior pass rush sometimes hard to get away from. And so I think you got to be really disciplined when you rush the passer against this guy. And obviously Perrion and all of our inside guys, any inside push and pressure that we can get, is going to make things tougher on any quarterback, especially one as athletic as Adrian. I mean, they do everything pretty well. I mean, they're pretty experienced in the secondary. Guys have played a lot of ball. They got a big physical front. They do some things schematically that really challenge you. Do a good job mixing it up. I mean, they're a good group. They are. I think they've really improved from looking at some of last year's tape and on to this year. I think it's a much better unit, and they're playing at a high level. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So it's a challenge. They've done a nice job with that group. You can see it heading in a positive direction for them. I haven't watched them much in the previous year, so I don't know that I could give you a great comparison, but I see a talented football team. I mean, I see a quarterback that can run, throw, do it all. I see really good offensive skill. They're big, strong in the trenches, kind of like what you would expect. Again, I see a secondary that's played a lot of ball, has crazy good length. So, I mean, I see a talented football team. Now, is that better or worse than what they've had before? I can't speak to that, but there's some good football players, a lot of them, when I turn on that tape. We have talked about that game several times, not necessarily in reference to this game, but I can remember several times, him talking about that game and really thinking that was the game that really turned the tide in a lot of ways here. I know for him, he personally felt that, and so no, it's been good to talk to him about it. I've talked with Coach Switzer before about some of those games. I mean, it's you get around this place, you're going to hear about that game, as you rightfully should. I've seen replays and highlights from several of the old games before. Certainly was aware of the rivalry and its significance in college football. For our guys, honestly, I know everybody talks about the game of the century, but there was a lot of phenomenal games and players and moments in that. It felt, honestly, we talked about doing a video, and then it honestly felt a little like, how do you pick just one? You know, like it almost minimizes it. So I visited with them about it. We had a little slide prepared that showed, you know, the history of it when it started, highlighted some key games, some of the different players, all the different, you know, 1 versus 2 matchups, all the significance for conference and national championships. And so, and we talked a lot about, again, just the importance to our former players, people that were a part of that rivalry. And if it's important to those people, it's important to us. So it was a good educational piece for all of us. There's certainly some things I learned through it as well. They're awesome. They're awesome. I mean, I think it was really smart by both administrations putting this together. I mean, this is, you know, you have big non-conference games, and we play, you know, as many of those as anybody, but there's something a little bit different about this one because of it, and it's so unique. And I think everybody, whether you're an Oklahoma or Nebraska fan, player, coach, administrator, anybody that has anything to do with either one, you know, I think you realize that, and that you are getting a chance to be a part of something special here. So there's definitely a little bit of a different feel to this one, and I think it's fantastic for the sport. Just, you know, I remember it being just always kind of that it game. It was always talked about on such a national level that, yeah, even though it wasn't quite, I guess, what you call regional for us, is one you're always aware of. And then obviously all the great players that came on both sides of the ball, the championships, the dominating sides of the ball. I mean, yeah, it was one of those from afar you looked at and said, man, it'd be cool to be a part of that one day. So little did I know, you know, here we go. So that's cool. We've gotten to play in some great venues over the years, and obviously historic games, some of them that we get to play each and every year, meaningful games, all that. But this one will be right up there.
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.